Hey, what's going on, Evolution traders? What I want to talk to you guys about in this video is going to be something that kind of gets overlooked. You know, everyone kind of knows that you need to be doing it, practicing it, working on it. But, you know, trading is so difficult, and, you know, life gets in the way sometimes, and emotions get in the way sometimes. And, you know, we kind of screw ourselves up, and that's trading psychology, the mindset, what really needs to go into this, you know, as far as practice and exercise that can actually help get you to getting that funded account, to getting those payouts, to being more consistent. And this is a lot of the boring stuff, right? A lot of us don't like to do this kind of stuff. A lot of this, you know, always seems so tedious. It just seems like, oh yeah, I get it. I know I need to have, you know, a good mindset. I know, you know, my psychology and emotions need to be in check. I know that, but you know, when it comes down to the trading charts, and you know, it doesn't work out that way, right? So why is that? You know, why is that? Well, to be completely honest, I've been doing a ton of research on this kind of stuff, and just, you know, a ton of practice even on myself to kind of figure out, you know, what exactly do I need to do to be more consistent? Because again, you know, I've been trading for 10 years now, and it's been about 7.5 years full time where like this is my sole source of income. And you know, one thing that I've really realized over these years is that, you know, if I'm an idiot and I don't stick to my rules, guess what? I'm gonna lose my house. You know, I got a mortgage to pay. I've got a car payment. I've got insurance. I've got, you know, a son. I've got a lot of things that I like to do, hobbies and things outside of trading. And if I can't follow rules, I can't stay disciplined, and I allow my emotions to get to me because I'm pissed off that I lost a trade that I should have never lost because, you know, it follows my strategy. You know, market doesn't care. You know, market doesn't care. The P&L on the screen doesn't care what you have going on. So just understanding that I'm just a small speck, right? Like I'm a small player in this game. You know, I'm not moving markets. I'm not doing anything life-changing. I'm not saving lives. I'm not doing, just understanding that what I'm doing, I'm actually blessed to be doing this and calling this a job, because, you know, it could be different, right? It could be different. You know, there's a lot of people who are out there who really bust their ass, you know, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you know, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, you know, 1 full-time job, a side hustle. A lot of people out there struggling, you know, a lot of places of the world and in the country, you know, are struggling. So I also know that, and I am appreciative of what I do know as far as the skill set that this trading involves. And I understand that it could be taken away like that due to my own mishaps, right? So those two things, you know, understanding that I got bills to pay, understanding that it's all on me. This is a single sport or a single athlete game, you know. This is not like, if we talk about sports for a little bit, this is not like a football team where you need a kicker and you need a running back and a quarterback. It's not a baseball team where you need a great pitcher. You know, it's not hockey. It's not none of that, right? It's not basketball, right? Like, I'm not Steph Curry out here. It's like even with Steph Curry, he still needs defense. He still needs, you know, a counterpart. This is a single athlete game. Your performance is all based on you. So if your performance sucks, if you're not making money, if you're constantly spinning your wheels in the mud, who are you going to blame, right? There is no one to blame. And the problem is that a lot of people look to blame the markets, or blame the strategies, or blame the price action, or CPI, or the market's too volatile, the ranges are too big, the market was choppy. Well, guess what, guys? No one told you to trade the chop. Well, I got a setup, but you can see that the ranges are going, especially in the NASDAQ. You know, you're getting a 25, 35 point candle to the upside, a 50 point candle to the downside, and then another one back up to the upside. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we're choppy. So why do you trade, right? Are you asking yourself these questions midday? Now, for me, If someone could be inside my head during the trading session, they would probably think I'm a lunatic, because I'm constantly having a conversation with myself. I'm constantly having a conversation with myself. How do you feel about this trade? What are you going to do if it loses? You know, if you win this trade, okay, let's say, for example, I get into a trade, I'm looking for 20 points and I take profits at 12 points. Okay, well, I did that, right? I took profits early, right? What am I going to do? Be upset if it goes down another 100 points? No. Who made the decision to cut the trade? I did. And when I do cut the trade early, because it happens a lot, especially on futures, I cut trades early a lot. Okay, so for example, if I'm talking about a 20 SMA play, for example, and I'm looking at a 28 point range, well, I know that I'm trying to squeeze out 28 points because I'm risking 28 points, but sometimes I'll take profits off at 20 points, guys. And when I do that, I tell myself, okay, great, you know, you made $180, you could have made $300. Are you okay with stopping on the day? Are you okay with that? Or on the next trade, if you do break even and you give back that $200, that 180 bucks, are you going to stop, or what are you going to do? Right? So I'm constantly having this conversation inside of my head, and I'm answering this conversation. And a lot of times the conversation that's going on inside of a lot of traders who are struggling, it's kind of like, no, you have to make more money. No, you need to pass. Like, let's take this other trade because we're up $500. If we take another one, we're going to be up 1,000. It's a lot of like optimistic talk instead of like pessimistic talk, right? So like me, like if you were to sit with me, a lot of people would think that I'm negative. You know, that I don't believe that things are going to work, that I don't believe that I'm going to win any money. Because I'm always so doubtful. And it's the only reason I'm like that is because I know that I'm coming to terms with, if this doesn't work, like meaning the trade that I'm in, if it loses, I'm okay with it, because I've already ran the situation through my head a dozen times before it even stopped me out. So I was already expecting to lose a $200 or $300 before it even, physically took me out for $200 or $300. Again, are you guys journaling, right? So a lot of mindset and psychology and discipline comes from journaling, and it comes from being disciplined. So if you lack the discipline, you're never going to be any good at trading. So what does that mean? Okay, I have a $250 loss limit on the day. Do I stop out at $250? I want to ask you guys a serious question right now. You cannot build consistency in trading if you are not following rules each and every single day. And guess what? The same way, I can't lose 20 pounds in the next 2 months if I'm sitting here stuffing my face with cheeseburgers every single day and pizza and ice cream for dessert and drinking soda pop and all this other crap and, drinking a 12-pack of beer after the market's open. I can't sit here and say, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, if I'm not doing any of the work. I need to change the diet. I need to do exercise. I need to have a plan. I need to be disciplined, right? And even when I'm doing it, I can't do it for 1 week and expect to drop 20 pounds, right? Think about it. We want things as human beings right now, right? And I get it. A lot of you guys have been trading for a long time and you feel like, you're stuck in the same spot. And I get it, right? It sucks. It sucks, especially when you're trying to get funded and you feel like, I know what I'm doing. Let me just get to the money part. It's when you're feeling like that is when you're on the verge of a breakout, right? It's on the verge of you actually turning the corner and making this, successful, but you're also on the brink of going 10 steps backwards, right? Take your time, guys. Like, take your time. And I don't know how to really focus that enough. It's other than discipline. You have to take it day by day. Here's a good thing for you, right? Here's a good thing for you. Let's say you've got you've got two accounts, right? Let's say you signed up for 2 evaluations, and let's say, you got 2 accounts that you're trading for a prop firm, and you make $200. Instead of taking that 3rd trade on the day or 4th trade on the day to try to make more, if you really have that bad of an itch to trade, do yourself a favor. Protect those gains. Go buy another account. Go buy another evaluation. You want to get some trading out of your system? Go buy another one. Well, why would I buy another one, right? Here's the way someone would think. Well, why would I buy another one? I already have an account. I could just make more money on this one. Because you don't want to risk losing that money that you already made. Go buy another one. Guess what, guys? People who are trading prop firms have such an advantage, right? When you get to the funded stage, in valuation, you're still basically trading funny money. It doesn't really matter. But put it this way, you only invested less than 50 bucks into that evaluation. You invested less than $50 into that challenge, right? And I know that for a fact because I know many of you guys are only trading $50,000 accounts. Some of you guys are moved up to $150,000 accounts with a little bit more money. Many of you guys wait for the sales that Apex puts out. So you're only putting in 30 bucks, 40 bucks, 20 bucks or whatever. Top Step's only 50 bucks. So if you want to trade, guess what? You have you have the luxury of infinite leverage on your one $50,000 account. Like you can sit there and trade it 100 times in a day, in and out. Well, guess what? In the real world, with real personal money in a personal brokerage, you can't do that. Why? Because you need margin. And if you're down and you're losing, you need an initial margin to cover. And depending on how much money's in your account, you might not be able to trade 5 contracts or, too many contracts. You might be only able to trade 1 or 2 micros, right? So again, if you think about it, if you really want to trade, let's say, for example, you're up $200 or $300 and you still got that itch and you don't know how to make it stop, and you have a very hard time of turning the computer screen down and you want to trade, guess what? Go over to Top Step, go over to Apex and go buy another account. Go shell out another 30 bucks. Go shell out another 50 bucks. And let me tell you something. If you can't bring yourself to shell out another 30 or 50 bucks to trade, to continue to trade, you don't deserve to keep continuing to trade that one account that's green anyways. Because guess what? Look at it as every account that you buy is a trade for 50 bucks. What are you going to do with it? So for example, I don't care if it's still in the evaluation phase. If you guys are up $200 on an eval, right? Or challenge or whatever you guys call it. You guys are not funded yet. You're up 200 bucks. That account only costed you 50 bucks, right? Give or take. So if you want to take another trade, guess what? Go put another $50 into another account and go trade some more, right? Don't ruin it. Like ask yourself that question. And if you don't want to pull out the debit card, the credit card to go buy another one, then guess what? You don't deserve to trade the one you're already up. Shut it down. Come back tomorrow. It is what it is. So again, trading routines, right? Trading routines, respecting your risk. If you're going to risk $250 on a day, and you make anything close to or over $250 on a day, you got to stop. You're right. Because look at it like this. If I lose $250 today and I make $250 tomorrow, guess what happens? I'm basically break even, right? So let's say, for example, I lose $900 today and I only make $250 tomorrow. Well, guess what? It's going to take me 4 days before I get to break even and profitable. We don't want that. We always want to be 1-2 days away from breaking even if we're having a down cold streak. So if I lose today, I know that tomorrow I can get it back. If I lose tomorrow, I know that I'm only 2 days back. I don't want to be setting back a week, right? If we're going to take a step forward and we take a step back, we need to make sure when we take another step forward, we're still moving forward. I don't want to, have one good day where I'm moving forward and I make 200 and I have another good day where I make 100 and I have another good day where I make 250. And on my 4th day, I lose $1,000. That's stupid. That is lack of discipline. Get it through your heads right now that if you can't stay disciplined and follow the rules, you will fail. There is no strategy that can save you. There is no YouTube channel that can save you. There is no coach that can save you. There is nobody that can save you, because guess what? Nobody can physically make you stop doing the mistakes that you're doing other than you. You can listen to as many people as you want to. You can read as many books. You can watch as many YouTube videos as you want to. But what it really comes down to is how well do you manage risk? And if you suck at managing risk, you probably suck at managing your personal finances. And if that hurts to hear, I'm sorry, make an adjustment. I am not here to sugarcoat anything for anybody. I am here to pass along knowledge that I know. And the things that I know is I know that even before trading in my prior existing business that I was able to luckily sell and get out of and come into this business with a little bit of a nest egg here to have things be a little bit slowed down is I was foolish with my money. I had lack of discipline. A lot of money coming in, a lot of money going out, a lot of money coming in, a lot of money going out. And guess what? At the end of the day, even though I was able to walk away with some, I should be 10 times in a better predicament and spot for the rest of my life than I brought myself into this almost 10 years ago, 7 years ago, right? So the point I'm trying to make is not to sit here and say, oh yeah, well, I have it easier than anyone else. The point is to say is that if you're not smart, it doesn't matter how much money you make. You can be an awesome trader and make $500,000 this month, but if you have a problem with spending, you're going to spend it just as fast as you get it. So what I'm saying is that if your personal finances outside of trading suck, if you're a type of person who brings in cash and is foolish with it, and you're in debt out the wazoo, you're probably going to be the same type of trader. Now, I'm not saying you need an 800 credit score and you need to be a stifler and never spend a dime. But what I'm saying is you got to be realistic and you have to be a little bit mature about this, because at the end of the day, even though you can make a lot of money very, very quickly, okay, you can also lose a lot of money very, very quickly. And if you don't protect that money, you're going to have no money to trade. See, in this business, we need money to make money. Now, if you're on a prop firm, that statement gets a little blurry, because again, what you fall back on is that, well, I only invested $50 into this and I only invested $100 into this. So what if I lose it? I could just go buy another one. Yes, but don't look at it that way. Look at it as that's your real money. So if you buy a challenge account and you have a $2,000 drawdown or $3,000 drawdown, depending on the prop firm, well, why don't you tell yourself, I'm really managing personally $2,000, $3,000. So if you have 4 or 5 accounts, well, guess what? Now you've got $10,000, $15,000 that you're managing. If that was real money, I think you would be a little bit more protective of it, because some of you, and I'm not specifying you guys personally in my room, but some of you people, like retail traders that are out there on social media that I've seen, or people that have been in this room before, you guys manage this money as if it's nothing. So meaning, oh, because it only cost me $100 to get this account, I don't really care, whatever, blah, blah, blah. However, you're buying account after account and after account and after account. And sure, you're not losing the whole $50,000 account. What you're losing is $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000. And how many accounts have you actually bought, right? Forget about the actual dollar amount that you spent, but look at the actual number of accounts. Now, I talked to someone that was in the room last year in the beginning of the year, and they told me that they failed over 80 prop firm challenges. And their excuse was, well, I bought them on a 90% sale, so I only really spent like $13 an account. I don't care about that. What you did lose was because they were $25,000 accounts. You did lose $1,500 because that's your drawdown on Apex. You lost $1,500 times 80. You're talking about, you, sir, almost lost $90,000 if it was real money. So let me put something into perspective for you, bud. If you had a $90,000 account the start of 2023, you would have lost all $90,000. That's a problem. That's a serious problem. And it's not the strategy that's the problem. What I think is it's a little bit more of the emotions and the mindset that you're bringing into this. You're not taking it serious. You're only chasing the dollar, meaning fast money in, fast money out. You're not treating this as a business and trying to actually grow and expand it, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done on ourselves as a trader. You know, psychology, the staying calm, staying in the present, having that conversation with yourself when you are trading, when you are down, when you are green. Do you need to take another trade? Do you need to try to win the money back today? Can you come back tomorrow? Is it the best day to trade? No? Okay, come back tomorrow. Why are you in a rush? And until you start to answer some of these questions yourself, you're never going to be any good at trading or be profitable. So one thing that I would recommend, and I know this video is a little bit, you know, overspent, right? Like I'm a little bit long-winded in this. Do you have a daily loss limit? Do you follow it? Okay, ask yourself that question. How much can you afford to lose a day? Is it 250? Is it 300? Is it 400 on a day on your account? And do you stop? Do you stop out every single time, 100% of the time? If the answer is no, you have a problem right there. We don't even need to discuss anything. Let's move along to something else when you can do that 10 times out of 10 times. The second thing is when you're green and you're profitable and you're also up 200, 300, 400, do you stop, and do you stop out 100% of the time, or do you shoot for that $1,000 a day, right? Because the market's, so good today, I can just make it all back and make more money. Or do you be realistic, guys? How many times I've, woke up in the morning and, caught a options play where it's like $700 trade or $1,000 trade or $500 trade. And I tell myself, the market's only been open for 15 minutes. If I find another stock, I can double this. You know how many times I've told myself that? Probably 100,000 times. But I also know that, well, you big dummy, if you do take another trade and you give back the $700 and you lose 2,000, guess what? You ain't going to eat today, partner. So, it's about putting things into real life perspective, right? Now, I'm not saying that you need to sit here and, try to make $20 a day or anything. I get it, but, like, again, you making anything over $100 a day, $200 a day, those are good numbers to stop at. Those $500 days will come. Those $1,000 days will come. You don't need to try to get them. They just come naturally and organically. And over time, you get more, build a bigger portfolio by adding more accounts. And by adding more accounts gives you more leverage. And by having more leverage makes you more money. That's how this business works in trading. It's not about having one account and trying to make $10,000. It's about trying to have 10 accounts all make $1,000, right? So think about it like that. But I hope this video kind of helps. Again, I know I'm rambling and all over the place, but something that kind of needs to be said, because, when it comes to mindset and psychology, people know that they need to focus on it. They know that they need to, work on the mindset and psychology, but they don't know what to do. Well, here's what to do. Put yourself in real time and tell yourself, if I needed to pay all my bills this month by trading, and then actually stick to that when you're up $200 or $300, and actually put yourself in that situation. Okay, what can I just made $200 today. What can I pay with that? Great. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay, I made another $180. What can I pay with that? Okay, great. I'll come back tomorrow. I made $500 today. Great. Now I can take care of these two bills. Great. Until you start managing your money like that, you're never going to take it serious, because guess what? If you don't really need to live off your money that you make when trading and you're going through these evaluations and these funded accounts, you're not taking it serious. You're just thinking about the end result. If I make $4,000 on this one account and I have 5 accounts, that's $20,000. I'm going to get $20,000. $20,000 for what? Right? For what? Do you need the $20,000? Sure. We all need $20,000 in our pocket at the end of the month. But what I'm saying is, you're just looking at the end result and you're not looking at the actual process. Versus every day, for me, because I can only speak for myself, other full-time traders can speak for themselves, but the way I manage it is like, okay, great, I made $500 today. Cool. If I can do this 3 times a week, 4 times a week, if I can, schedule in where I make $1,000, okay, great. That's $2,000. That's $3,000 a week. Cool. Over the course of, 3 or 4 weeks, I'm on pace for $8,000 this month. I'm on pace for $12,000 this month. I'm on pace. Guess what? I had a great month. I made $15,000 this month, whatever that number may be. Right. And again, everyone's number is different. Again, I live in California. Things are expensive. This state has a mind of its fucking own out here. So again, I need to make an X amount of dollars per month. But again, I also have a trading account that is large enough to where one trade can, pretty much be a few days work. It can be, a week's worth of work, right? I mean, for example, there was a trade I took this week. It was a $2,500 winner. And again, I'm on the option side of things, going to just looking for those 1 to 2 good trades a day. If they happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. Kind of stacking up the days that way versus just trying to trade everything like a freaking maniac because the market's moving. Relax, journal your trades, back test your strategy, have the confidence, set up a daily loss limit, follow your daily loss limit, set up a daily take profit stop, meaning if you make X amount of dollars, you stop, follow your take profit stop, and put the money that you're making, whether it's funny money, whether it's prop firm money, whether it's funded account money, or whether it's personal money, put the money that you're making on a trade by trade basis into real life perspective. Can I live off of this? If I can't, what do I need to do to protect it? If I can't, how much extra do I need? Like, do I need to go get another job? If I'm bringing in $2,000 a month from trading, I need to go get another job. I can't afford to live. However, I need that $2,000 from trading, so I'm going to make sure I protect that $2,000 when I make it. Versus a lot of you guys out there will make $2,000 in trading and then blow it all in 1 or 2 days, when it's like, no, we need to save that $2,000 and we need to compound that, because maybe in 4 or 5, 6, 7 months, we'll be able to take out, you know, 20,000, 30,000. You guys don't really look at it. Look at it from the whole year. If you make $2,000 this month and you make $3,000 next month, that's $5,000. If you go and blow that, you just blew $5,000, meaning, you know, you lose an account because you're being stupid. Then you lost $5,000. Well, let me just keep playing this scenario through your head. 2,000 this month, 3,000 next month, 1,000 next month. You're talking about $6,000 there. You have another $3,000 a month there. That's $10,000. You know, you have another $2,000 a month there. That's $12,000. Boom. You have a big month where you made $5,000. You're like at 20 grand. Guess what, guys? In 6 months, you're withdrawing like $20,000, $30,000 out of the market, right? And if you look at that times the course of a year, just kind of compounding small gains, you're making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 out of the market. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't even trade full time. You guys have other sources of income. So adding an extra $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to your bottom line is great money. Maybe this year, that's what it's going to take to pull out $50,000 out of the market responsibly and continue to grow your portfolio. And then the next month, that number goes to 75, goes to 85, 100, 150. And let me put something out there for you guys. There's not a lot of traders full time that are making millions of dollars, right? Like, that's a facade. That's a YouTube thing. That's a social media thing. That's a marketing thing, this, that, and the other. Most traders, successful traders, they're in the low 6 figures, you know, between 100,000 and 300,000 take home. Because you got to also remember, guys, us traders, we also pay a big, hefty capital gains tax to Uncle Sam, right? We get taxed a lot. Again, don't worry about how to do your taxes now. Make some money first before you start worrying about how much money you need to allocate, right? Many of you guys start worrying about things before they're even here. Well, I want to be prepared. Okay, you know, you want to be prepared, you know, start throwing aside 30% of what you make on a month-by-month basis, and you'll be all right. Get a good tax man and you'll be fine. But what I'm saying is that, you know, your average good trader, between $100,000 and $250,000, $300,000 a year. That's like a full-time trader with experience who's been doing it. Now, again, you know, do you have traders that make $1 million plus a year? Of course, but they've been in this game 15, 20, 30, 40 years, right? You know, they had a big break. They had a big trade. They caught a big swing trade. It's not someone who just walked into the market yesterday and all of a sudden they're consistently making $100,000 a month. It would be great. You know, you get these guys on these social media platforms who are, you know, they got a $50,000 payout with this prop firm or $20,000 payout with this prop firm. Great. But how long did it take for them to get that? Are they doing $20,000 each and every single month? I've been working with prop firms now for a few years, and I've never taken out a $20,000 payout in 1 month. Guys, I get to like a balance of like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and then I start sitting on that account, and I'll go buy another account and start trading that one and get that one up to like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. And next thing you know, it's been 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. And then I'm taking out 2,000 here from this account, 2,000 there from that account, 2,000 here from that account. And I just kind of always have these accounts rolling in. I'm never really telling myself that I want to go out there and make $20,000. You know, if I can go out there and make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 this month from a prop firm, that's fucking good money. If I can have 2 accounts that do pull out $2,000, that's $4,000 times 12. We're talking about an extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to my bottom line. That's good money, right? Again, because remember, you know, my first job is options. My second job is futures. So if your first job is a 9 to 5, well, then prop firms or futures trading is your secondary income. So if you're pulling out $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, that's great money. Let's start there, right? Let's start there. Actually, let's start with pulling out $1,000. How many of you are going to stay disciplined and do what it takes to make $1,000 the month of February of 2024? I would love to hear from you guys at the end of the month. Hey D, I took out $1,000 from the market this month. It's the first time I've taken out $1,000 out of the market in 5 months. You know, it's the first time I've taken out $1,000 in 8 months. But I listened. I'm starting small. I just made my first $1,000. Let me see if I can do that again for month 2. Start there. Hope this video helps.